I wanted to do a review on one of the products that we used while hiking the PCT. I'm super pumped on this item, so I am pretty excited to do a review on it. This video is not sponsored whatsoever. I am just really excited about the product and really liked using it on trail. We did about 200-ish miles of the PCT, and during the hike I used the Kula cloth, which is a pea rag. Don't worry, this has been washed very thoroughly since the last time it was used. But yeah, I saw a bunch of people on Instagram and social media switching over to pea rags, which I thought was a pretty cool idea, pretty cool concept. I had some reservations about it. I am pretty paranoid about cleanliness. So a lot of people were using bandanas, or there's other companies out there that you can get the pea rags from. And those things are all fine. I haven't used any of those things, so I can't give any input on them. I mostly like the idea that I would be using less toilet paper, which means I'd be carrying less toilet paper, but it also means I'd be leaving less toilet paper. And backpacking is kind of a nightmare to the environment with all the plastic you use, in my opinion. So if I could just do one tiny thing to reduce my footprint on nature, that would be ideal for me. So I went on a research spree. I decided I didn't want to do the bandana route, that I wanted to buy from a company if I could find one that I like. And it came down to two companies. I don't remember the name of the other company. I'm sure they're great. But what it came down to for me was weight and the fact that the side that you use to wipe yourself with on the Kula cloth is antimicrobial. So that was pretty important for me. It generally keeps the stink down. We didn't have as many opportunities as ideally possible to wash these out on trail, so I think maybe it got a little stinky just because of the amount of days we were using them without washing them with soap. I rinsed it out with water pretty frequently, or at least as much as I could. We went through a pretty dry section, so using water to wash out a pea rag wasn't my priority when it was like a 40-mile dry stretch and we had 3 liters of water per section. So, there were times that it wasn't washed. But that being said, it still worked really well during those times. It still really didn't smell bad at all. I kind of forgot I had it on my pack. It wasn't like something that I could smell or was thinking about. So yeah, the antimicrobial stuff worked really well. I didn't have any issues with this, like i.e. cleanliness down here. It all went really well. So yeah, what sold me was the weight on this thing, which I don't exactly remember how much it weighed, but it was the lighter of the two companies that I looked up. And what also sold me is the fact that this backside here is waterproof. So when you wipe, which of course this is only for the front bits, not for the back bits, when you wipe, you don't have to worry about where your hand is on this side. You don't have to worry about getting your hand wet or dirty or whatever. You just wipe, and then I would just, there's little snaps on here. So you just snap that shut, and what I did when I hanged it on my pack was I snapped it shut kind of like a taco so that none of the inside part touched any of my stuff. And then I just hung it on the outside of my backpack, to dry all day. At night, because I'm a frequent peer at night, I would actually just hang it on the outside of the tent, and that way I could get up, unclip it, go, come back, and it would air out all night on the outside of the tent. As far as chipmunks go, I know that they eat anything, so it's possible that they could eat or tear holes in this in the middle of the night, so I don't know if I would suggest hanging it up on the outside of the tent. But besides that, no other issues. I would just rinse it with water when I could, and then you just kind of like scrub it together like this, and then just rinse it out a bunch of times, away from any water source, of course. And then when we went into town, I would, if I remembered, wash it with hand soap. I actually was carrying Bronner's on the trail, just in case I needed it, so I would wash it with that. And then when we got home, I just hand washed it in the sink and then let it hang to dry. The instructions on the site say to hand wash it, but it also says that if you want to wash it in the washing machine, that's fine as well. So yeah, I'm just like super pumped on this thing. It really kind of was a game changer for me, because I didn't have to ration my toilet paper as much. I only had to bring as much as I needed for other business, and that kind of takes priority when it comes to toilet paper. Also, if it's not too much information, it kept me pretty clean downstairs, because I don't know if other hikers do this, but sometimes you practice the drip dry method, and that it's gross, or at least it's been gross for me. So this kind of kept my underwear a lot cleaner, especially since I only brought 2 pairs, and they're funky enough as it is on their own. So this kind of kept everything a little bit less stinky. I also got one for Max. They seem to like it as well. So if you have any other questions about this or any of the other things that we took on the hike, comment below or message us on our Instagram. This is my first review video, so I hope it went okay. So yeah, thanks. One more thing. After I had bought the Kula cloths, I found out that the Kula cloth company, which is a women-owned company, I believe, they also support really cool organizations. One of which I saw they donated a bunch of Kula cloths to the Venture Out project, and they donate portions of their profits towards other organizations that I thought were really rad. So in addition to a really well thought out product that really works, or at least it worked for me, and it worked for Max, they also support really cool organizations that are making a difference to a lot of young people. So if you like supporting companies that support good organizations, do some research. They seem pretty rad. The owner seems pretty cool. So yeah, we'll put some links below so you can check out their website, and then yeah, ask me any questions you want. Okay, thanks.